Hey everybody, sorry for the delay and welcome to the FutonCast 2.0, because it sounds fancier that way. Got some friends with me this week and I'll let them introduce themselves, starting with Adam. And he giggles instead of introducing himself.
Hey, I'm no. I'm Adam Wong Perez. Yeah, I'm here.
He's here.
I have no title. I have nothing else to say.
He produces a comic on the internet. And
Oh yeah, I do that.
yeah, you do that. You do things.
Other stuff.
That is actually quite an accomplishment.
And then we have a good friend of ours who is in the esports division with me. I have our caster, Devin, from the StarCraft team.
Hey, good to be on the FutonCast. Yeah, I haven't actually been doing a lot of casting lately, especially with all the troubles I had on my XSplit program till recently. But it's good to be back into it.
And we're having the same problems tonight.
And that, yeah, is there a word for when you are describing something that's been happening to you and it happens to you as you're describing it?
I don't think there is. I just think it's called getting fucked. I don't know.
Or irony, maybe.
Irony? I don't know if that counts as irony.
I don't know. That's kind of a loaded term.
Yeah, irony's not a very good term.
Yeah. Well, anyways.
What's up? Alright, anyways. Let's move on. Things have been happening. We were down last week.
We're going to argue philosophy today.
Yes. Existentialism and blah, blah, blah. And life after death and such. Yes.
I think I need some whiskey for this. Hold on, let me...
So stuff's been happening this week and last week, but last week I got sick. I'm still a little sick, but I've been working constantly, so making it worse, but I couldn't go 2 weeks without doing this because I feel bad. So there's going to be a lot more content next week, including, I believe we're doing a 24-hour stream next weekend for the StarCraft team to get some StarCraft things going. And yes, Pikachu is indeed overloading the stream chat. Because there's a gif of Pikachu. And speaking of Pikachu, Pokemon X and Y came out. Finally.
Oh, God, I gotta go check that out right now.
The 6th generation of Pokemon with only 60-something new ones. But that doesn't matter because it's in 3D.
There's only 6 generations?
6 generations of Pokemon. There's a lot more games.
Wow, I thought there'd be way more by now.
Nope, 6th generation.
Oh,
It takes them like 5 years.
okay.
What is it, like 4 years in between each one? So, yeah, it takes a while.
There's like 754 now, like in total.
Let me get the official number. Pokemon.
That's absolutely crazy. I stopped keeping track a couple of years ago when there were only, I don't know, a few hundred.
Yeah, it felt like there was only like 400 and something like last year. But I also...
Wow, somebody's been really busy in Nintendo's marketing department.
Yeah. I mean, this sold more 3DSs than anything right now.
Really?
Yeah.
X and Y.
X and Y.
Wow.
718 Pokemon
Oh,
officially.
they're doing something right then.
Yeah, 718.
I was kind of off.
What?
I was kind of off though. I knew
Yeah.
it was like 700.
No, it was like
hot damn, that's
I
a lot.
thought it'd be 700 and something, but there weren't a whole lot of new ones this time around. I feel like they just wanted to hang back a little bit on them because the last game they put out, Black and White, had some of the dumbest Pokemon ever created, like the vanilla ice cream cone, and
Yeah.
Wasn't there a washing machine?
no, he turned into a.
Someone told me there was a washing machine Pokemon.
He turned into one.
Ah, okay.
He can turn into appliances around the house.
Yeah, he's Rotom, and he turns into like a fan. And that was the generation before that. Yeah, he turns into a fan. I think that's an oven. And his regular form.
He's kind of awesome, basically.
Yeah.
So
I mean, he could do anything in a wash your
I
dishes.
suppose you just get a couple of those and you don't ever need to. Yeah,
Yeah,
that would be pretty convenient.
Oh wait, he also turns into a lawnmower.
Are you looking it up? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now. I have Bulbapedia open. It's good stuff.
I will say this though. I'll say this though. Playing it, I really like the new Pokemon that they made.
The
It
new
was that they're
ones-
actually they're like
They're-
the new generation.
Yeah, no, the new ones are awesome. The ones that they did put in, and it may seem like not a lot, which it's not, but I don't mind because I feel like they put more pre-thought into it, like just overall concept. They have one silly one, which is living cotton candy, but it's all right. That one's fine. It's 1 out of 68. Whereas the
That
last
one's
one,
probably on the endangered species list.
oh yeah, by far. All the little children are eating them. And they finally, my favorite type is fire, so I always start with fire types, and they finally stopped making fire fighting. Went the opposite way, went fire psychic. So I'm totally okay with that. Even though
That seems kind of OP actually.
it's pretty awesome.
You get psychic.
I
You get psychic and flamethrower in the same Pokemon, and it's not.
Yeah, which I have, and it's awesome. I also have a couple other moves that are broken from fire, and a couple broken psychic moves. It's great. If you get the
Take
game,
a look at the new.
if you get the game before January 15th, you can download a free Torchic from Mystery Gift, which has the Mega Stone for the what we're about to talk about, Mega Evolutions. I don't know if Adam's hit those yet. They're pretty interesting.
No, I hit them. They're. Wait, I wasn't. It wasn't clear. Is there any con for using it?
No, you only get one per team.
Yes.
That's the con.
Oh, okay.
They get it's like literally Super Saiyan Pokemon. But
you have like there's no incentive not to do it.
No, there really isn't. Other than you gotta hope your Mega Pokemon stays alive, because it's the only one you get for that round. And there's no drawback. They just get super powerful and broken.
Yeah.
So
Let's see what else.
can we talk about the starters? Because I'm looking at them right now,
Okay, yeah.
and the fire one is a fox that starts out quadrupedal and becomes bipedal.
Yeah, it becomes a wizard.
Yeah, it does kind of look like Gandalf at the end, except it has flames shooting out of its ears.
Yeah, it's awesome. Yeah, so
That's kind of awesome, I have to admit.
I went with the frog.
you went with the frog who turns into a ninja. The ninja frog.
It's a frog ninja that
Yeah.
uses
Wait,
its
what?
tongue
Seriously?
as a scarf.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. The only one I don't like
Yeah.
is the grass one because it just reminds me of Gears of War. It turns into like a football player.
Oh yeah.
It looks
You
like
just need a lancer in its
Yeah, he
arms now.
does.
yeah. And so the way they work is it's normal grass, fire, water up until the third stage third evolution or third version when they become grass fighting, fire psychic, and water dark, which is better than water steel. So good going, Game Freaks or Nintendo, because Game Freaks doesn't really exist anymore. And then
Well, at least not a separate entity.
I've been enjoying the frog, man.
the frog's cool. The what I'm gonna say is that like at the end of the game you do get another of the first starters, and it's based off what you pick. I'm not gonna spoil what you get, but I'm like, wow, I'm just getting all the Pokemon. This game is, I have to say, it's the easiest of them because of they have. So there was an item in all the generations called EXP Share. Towards the beginning of the game, you get this item called EXP Share, but it shares to everyone instead of one Pokemon. So everyone's leveling at the same time. By the time I hit the Elite Four, I was like 20 levels over them on all my Pokemon. I just stomped them. I just rolled through. It was kind of awesome, but like the gym leaders, everything, I didn't lose I didn't have to retry ever. it was a little too easy, and I ripped through it way too fast. But
Yeah, it seems very casual friendly. Where I like some of the part of it, like the experience share, like the managing of that between your Pokemon. I thought
yeah,
that was actually kind of fun. Though it
yeah,
was very tedious.
it is tedious because it's like, well, okay, now I gotta level this guy up, and I don't necessarily want him in my party, but I need his type, and so you're just sitting there and going through it, and yeah, I mean, it makes getting Gyarados easier if you want to catch Magikarp. You don't have to put him out in the front field and hope he doesn't die every turn. I mean,
Yeah.
they've got they finally have a new bug type that rivals Butterfree, which is
It looks good though.
it does, and depending where you live, depending what area you register your DS in, that's the coloring you get. There's like 12 different colorings on this damn Pokemon.
That's really
That's
cool.
a nice twist.
And of course, I get the one that I don't want because live in California. It's like brown and orange, and I'm like, damn, I don't want this.
How many different combinations are there? Like, is it around the world?
It's it depends on where you are geographically. So if you live in a mountain region, you're gonna get the tundra version.
Oh, it's based on like your climate or whatever.
Yeah, basically.
That's pretty creative, and that's one of the ways that they can stay pretty relevant. I mean, remember way back in Gold and Silver when they had the time element, and everyone
Yes.
was like, "Oh my God, that's so creative and brilliant!" And
Day-night cycle. Which
you can only catch certain Pokemon at night, which is why I developed insomnia.
they still have day-night cycle, but you can't tell. It's so bright outside during like you'll see the dusk like colors when you're hitting the afternoon and stuff, but then it turns to night and it seems like it's still day. You can't tell unless you go into a battle and then it's dark again. It's pretty annoying because I'm like, is there a day-night cycle? I actually had to look it up, and there's a whole like thread of people going, not sure if broken. Not, but with this Pokemon, due to the fact the 3DS is completely internet wired, they can patch it if they so choose. A 3DS game with patches.
This is a Nintendo. I don't anticipate any patches ever coming.
Dude, I get a patch every day on like games like Pikmin and HD Wind Waker. Don't ask me.
Maybe they're getting better. I'm sorry. I was just used to like Nintendo being so anti-internet for the longest time.
It's true. But they, with this they finally got the internet over in Japan. I don't know if you heard. It's a brand new thing to them. And they're getting.
Well, I mean, not even Japan, just Nintendo.
Just that one block of Tokyo has internet now, and they're like, "Oh, that's a thing! Oh, this is awesome!" I want to know. I didn't look this up. I just thought about it. How many 2DSs sold because of this?
Well,
2DS.
let's take a look.
I am looking right now. 2DS.
Because I've seen the advertising everywhere now.
It's ugly.
And I had no idea what it was.
But you know why it's ugly? It's because little kids can't break it.
It's a really good
seems
idea.
Reasonable.
That's what I've been saying. A lot of people are like, "Oh, well, this isn't gonna sell. It's ugly." I'm like, it's not for you. It's for like a 5-year-old who can't have the 3D, and the parents don't want to worry about breaking their child's eyes or worry about them snapping the 3DS in half because it doesn't have a hinge.
And it got some pretty solid reviews for reducing the cost, and for a handheld.
Yeah. At
this point, it's a console. That's like $130. That's not a bad. It's really not a bad idea.
And it's like $20. I think the 3DS like I have, the regular sized one, not the XL, is like $150 right now. And the XL's $200. So that's a good price drop. Because no one should buy the regular 3DS. If you haven't bought one yet, you should get the XL.
Now there's one downside.
Yes.
To the 2DS.
Yes.
And it is breaking the consistent cycle of awesome Nintendo handhelds of being able to very easily fit in your pocket.
That is true, but they give you a free pouch so you can put it in mommy's purse and not worry about keys scratching it.
All right.
That reminds me of the Kid Icarus when they had that for the 3DS when they got the stand to compensate for how bad
your wrists are gonna hurt.
bet your wrists are gonna hurt. Come on, man. I develop software for 8 hours a day, and then I come home and play StarCraft and League of Legends. I think these people got way too little to complain about.
It's because you have to hold it in like this really awkward way, and so like even my wrists, I didn't use the stand at first. I borrowed it from a friend, and then like 3 hours in, I'm like, dude, can I come over and steal the stand? Like I'm dying here. Like it actually hurts after a while. It's also due to the size of the 3DS. I have giant hands, and holding the regular 3DS is a pain in the ass. So I am gonna get an XL in the next couple of months because this is getting a little silly. Plus, it just looks better.
Yeah, I got so angry when I played my cousin's XL, and I was like, "This is way better than what I have. I really want to trade it."
Well, like,
but I'm stubborn.
I didn't jump on it at first because the games that came out for the 3DS originally didn't upscale that well on the XL, but now they're being designed for the screen size of the XL, so it's not a big deal anymore. And now I really, really want one because I have to buy all the things. You know, I have to put all my money into it. Someone's got to save them. Might as well be me.
Well, if you get cool stuff out of it in the end of the day.
Yeah, I mean, I love my Wii U, despite what others say. You
gotta support gaming every once in a while. I haven't bought a honest-to-God game in way too long.
I buy everything on Steam, unless it's Nintendo. That's just kind of been my stance for the last couple of years. If it's not a Nintendo game, like a Nintendo first party, then I'm probably not going to get a console game. And that's really how I've been playing it out. I've just been on Steam.
Well, Steam's pretty great as a platform, and I'm really excited for eventually a Steam box.
You know, I am and I'm not. I think the Steam box is going to be cool when it does come out. I'm just like kind of skeptical about the controller.
The controller is definitely very weird.
Yeah.
You know, it's an experimental thing for them. If they stick with the design, it could end up being like one of those things that totally revolutionizes it, or it could totally flop. But Valve has enough clout to make that kind of a bet, and it's really nice to see a company wading into waters like that and not being afraid to.
Well, they're also trying to like muscle Microsoft out of their scene. They don't want anything to do with them because Gabe Newell does not like Microsoft, period. After Windows 8, he's never liked Microsoft. He's always preferred Linux.
And through sheer force of will, he's making Linux gaming viable.
Yes. Which
is pretty impressive.
I mean, it was never not viable. It's just no one wanted to bother dealing with it.
Well, you have to install Wine, and that's a barrier for some.
I mean, even though Wine is in itself a Linux window, in a weird way, like when you install it on Mac, it's a Linux portal, which I don't know.
Well, since Mac is Unix based, it kind of all ties together. But the point is, you have to trick your computer into thinking, or trick your program into thinking it's running on Windows for it to work.
Trick your computer to thinking it's not a Mac.
Macs have other problems. League of Legends doesn't work on Macs.
Does it not?
Really?
No, I should probably blame Riot for that, not Apple for that.
No, that's
I never miss to blame Apple for something.
Let's blame Apple. That's fine. They don't have a gaming friendly platform. That's all it is. It's whatever. If you have a Mac, good for you. You have lots of money that you just threw away, unless you're video editing or sound editing.
And there is a lot of really cool, useful stuff you can do on Macs. It's just gaming isn't really their first priority.
Yeah.
I thought I was reading that they were trying to get into the gaming scene.
Kind of. They were, and then they kind of stopped after they realized,
too much work.
Yeah. It's not just that. It's like, well, we're making lots of money on the other shit. We don't need to worry about it. It's, I don't know. I'm not a Mac fan. Everyone who knows me knows this. I'm just not. I prefer PC because I can use a PC and not kill it. That's all there is to it.
Well, different machines have different uses, right? I mean,
yeah.
I have Windows exclusively on my desktop for gaming. I don't...
Yeah.
That's the only thing I really need it for. I would have a Linux desktop, except gaming is really hard on Linux still. For me. I don't want to get around the technical hurdles and graphics drivers. I have an NVIDIA card, and NVIDIA and Linux don't play very nice either.
No, they do not, and that's a real shame because I prefer NVIDIA over AMD. Just a personal preference.
Well, I know NVIDIA was about to release support for Linux because of the whole Steambox announcement.
They are going to work better, and there's an open source project to translate NVIDIA drivers, and it needed a lot of help to get off the ground, and a lot of the specs for the Windows drivers and the actual cards was not public information until NVIDIA released it recently, which was covered on Ars Technica as a big olive branch to Gabe Newell.
Well, NVIDIA overall is just... I prefer the company. I'm glad they're going to move into Linux when the Steambox comes out. Hopefully they can get in there. Or in the Piston or whatever thing you make into a Steambox. Because literally, people are like, oh, well, you need a Steambox to do this. I need to clarify this. Steambox is just going to be the Valve version. You can literally take any tiny form factor computer and create a quote-unquote Steambox.
Yeah, console hacking. It sounds pretty cool.
Yeah, you can do it now if you really, really, really wanted to.
Does SteamOS actually have a stable release?
SteamOS does not have a release yet.
This is Valve, so,
yes.
you know.
So, they should also, they should copyright something like Blizzard did. They have soon. Let's see what happens. Although, we have finally heard that, they reserved the name, Half-Life 3. They've never actually...
But wasn't that a bust?
No, they reserved it. Doesn't mean they announced it. People were saying they announced it. It's not official.
They probably got it because so many people were like trying to buy it, and they're just like, you know what? We're just going to buy this and do nothing with it.
Well, it's like the guy who bought the web domain xbone.com and sold it to Microsoft. Yeah. He got a good chunk of money. They actually bought Xbone. Yeah. They bought
Xbone. I love the Microsoft guy.
And he's not... They're not going to do anything with it.
I love the Microsoft guy that was like, I hate that name. And then he's like, yeah.
Oh, you mean Major Nelson? Yeah, he's like, this is an insult to the gaming community, and you're all a bunch of dicks. Major Nelson is just a grumpy old man. Over the years, he gets grumpier and grumpier, and it's great.
You could say the same of Steve Ballmer.
Yeah, it's true.
It's like he has to understand the gaming community, though. They're just going to be like, what's an easier name to call it? Like
the Xbone.
They really do got to understand the customers. I mean, if Major Nelson ever just jumped into a game of COD, he'd probably understand.
Yeah. The gaming community is very like shorthand and stuff. That's why the Wii U had just an awful name.
Oh yeah, it's. People still like. A lot of people don't understand. I'm gonna hold up the gamepad. They actually think this is the Wii U. It's just a controller for the Wii, not for the actual console. The problem is, here's where Nintendo's marketing has improved, and over this last year, with Pokemon, the 2DS, and stuff like that, you understand this is the 3DS is 3D, and 2DS does not have that option. The Wii and then the Wii U. A lot of people just thought the Wii U was the gamepad. And so you send a parent in for Christmas shopping for the kid who wants the Wii U, they're going to go and accidentally buy a Wii because it's cheaper.
Yeah.
It just happens. And
it's because the way it is named makes it sound like it's an extension.
Yeah, it does.
It's like the Wii plus U, and you think the U is this tablet.
Well, like,
just your natural course of thinking is that
their logic behind the name is this is actually the original concept for the Wii was to have a gamepad like they have and the Wiimotes. So they wanted to keep the name that they were going to originally name this thing anyways, but it was a bad idea. They should have named it something else. I forget what the project name was. It was also silly.
Oh. It was a lot better though, wasn't it? Like the Revolution or something?
Yes, the Revolution.
That was the original name for the Wii, and it was like way back when it was in concept.
Oh, that's right. That was the Wii. I don't remember. Revolution U. Anyway, it was the Revolution U. I don't know.
There's just a lot of
It
other
was
things
pretty
they
good
could
at
have
first,
named
and
it.
You know, but you know, to Nintendo's credit,
Yeah.
they put out
the
something.
gaming community would have found a way to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Codename Oxygen.
Oh God.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, there've been weirder code names for things.
I mean, the
Found that out
GameCube
over the
was
last couple of years I've
Dolphin.
been working.
The GameCube was Project Dolphin. So, I mean, it's a little better.
Really?
Yeah. Because they created a
Not
chipset.
sure where they got Dolphin from.
Because
but
their
I haven't seen the
chipset's
testing
called the
phase.
Dolphin chipset. I don't know why they call it. Because the Japanese hate dolphins.
Oh, yeah.
There we go.
I saw that South Park too.
I figured it out.
Fuck you, Dolphin.
Fuck are you, a whale?
So will the next chipset be named after whale?
Pandas. I don't know, maybe panda.
Pandas sound better.
Maybe they'll like this chipset. Maybe they'll stop hating their consumers and go, okay, Project Panda, go. Oh, another Pokemon. There was a panda Pokemon, and I was so happy. I had to bring it up.
Oh, it's pretty awesome too. It's
What
like
is it called?
chewing the bamboo off the side and just. Kinda
Yeah, he's
acting
he's a little
badass.
badass, and then when he gets giant, he's still
Pamcham.
yeah, Pancham, and then Pangoro. Pangoro.
That sounds.
Yeah.
He's pretty awesome.
I can't even words. Wait, is it just one evolution?
One.
Does he get a lot fatter?
Yes, and taller, like massive taller. He's like huge. He's like a really buff Snorlax. Is what I would. Yeah. So like,
Oh God.
yeah. Which you
A
can,
lot of good thought was put into these new Pokemon, man. Like not a lot of good thought because that's just a stupid panda, but they look cool.
You know, some of these mega evolutions, you mentioned it really briefly.
Oh yeah.
But I looked at a couple of them, and I'm not just gonna say that they're bad or anything. But I'm not entirely certain Nintendo knows it's blatantly ripping off Akira Toriyama, because Mewtwo's evolution looks like Frieza's final form.
It's true. I think that was kind of intended.
It looks really evil too. I think it's starting to suck my soul out right now.
I haven't. I have Mewtwo, Mega Mewtwo Y, and I haven't done it yet. I just caught it last night. I have the Mega Blaziken, which is my favorite because it just looks badass. There's some of these that I question why they turned into Mega Pokemon, like Abomasnow, even though I have it. I have to catch them all. I'm reliving my childhood. Like literally, the thing about back to Pokemon apparently. The thing about this game that came out, it made me feel like I was playing Red and Blue version again for the first time. For some reason, I don't know why. It just felt like the first time all over again. It's the best feeling.
I think I know why.
Yeah, because you can catch all the fucking first gen.
Yeah. Well, also like the trainer really you can make it like customize it, and it's you. Like I can actually be dark now, like that kind of fits or whatever, like brown eyes and stuff, and it kind of really, makes you more attached to your characters and your Pokemon.
As opposed to being generic male or female.
Yeah, it's supposed to be generic. You can actually give yourself a beanie.
That's a nice touch.
But you have to wear a hat. That is the rule.
You always have to wear a hat.
Well, yeah, at least some kind of hat, something that qualifies as headgear.
We will interact with chat more. I'm sorry, chat. They're asking for I'm telling them you guys should swap friend codes. You could have added a lot more. They could have added a lot more Mega Evolutions. Although at the same time, I believe that this was just a start, and they may be adding more as the game goes along. Yeah,
I'm afraid.
And you're not going to read that last part, are
like
you?
them, so.
I have a feeling it's going to be like movie tie-in Mega Evolutions, like they do with everything else. So there's going to be more. Like I said, they can actually add more. They're going to probably make downloadable content. Free, I don't know, but there's probably going to be something for this game.
It's Nintendo, it won't be free.
They put out a lot of free content. It's just not always what you want.
It'd be really cool if they came up with like a way to, you know how well they've had shinies. If they came up with like just an alternate color scheme, like you were mentioning, by region, that you could, you know, maybe like skin your Pokemon or something, take them to a tanning salon and have them look a little bit different.
Yeah.
Is that not a thing?
Shinies still exist. They're still a thing. They're still, you know, almost impossible.
You can
to
groom
find.
them though.
Yes, you can. Certain ones.
Yeah.
There's
Does that actually make them look any different though? Just since you can definitely change how your trainer looks. I'm wondering if the Pokemon don't have slight variations too, other than the regional stuff.
As far as I know, the one that you can actually groom is the Poodle Pokemon, because this version's based in France, basically. We had America last time. Now we're in France and parts of Europe. And that's why we had the ice cream Pokemon, because we're fat in America. So, ice cream Pokemon.
And we have the trash Pokemon too.
Oh, that's
we
right.
have like a surplus of trash.
Because we're filthy.
And the cotton candy one.
The cotton candy
that
one,
here?
that's France, because, you know, they're light and fluffy and delightful, apparently.
I'm waiting for a croissant Pokemon now.
And then America has that whole racism thing, so it's black and white.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I'd also like to point out that every Pokemon has the normal, you know, sprite noise that they've had, just a little, like, upgraded. So it's not, like, 8 bits of death. It's now, like, we've gone up in the world. It's still, like, MIDI noises, but it's a little better. And now we have Pikachu, who has the voice actor. Pikachu is the only one with an official, like, voiceover out of all of them. And then we have Bidoof, who also sounds like it's recorded, but it's not. It just sounds like it.
You mean that thing that I get so I can get free items all the time?
Yeah. Oh no, that's Zigzagoon, I think.
You're right, because isn't that the evolution?
No, Bidoof turns into Barrel. And Zagoon.
Oh, you're right. That's the thing that I know that I avoid like the plague because they're Rattatas.
Yes. So it's yeah, Bidoof. Of all Pokemon, sounds like it has a voiceover. It's not. It's computerized, but it sounds like it does have one. I don't know.
Maybe they're rolling out that as DLC. Like each Pokemon will start getting voice acting. That'd be kind of cool.
That'd be cool. I'd like, even though Charizard sounds like it roars and like I don't need them all to talk.
I just looked up Bidoof on Google.
You're gonna get all kinds of things.
I looked up. No, I saw like some of the weirdest thing on there. Like if you Google that image, just it's a Bidoof. I assure you, it is a Bidoof. But what they did to the Bidoof is very like shocking. I'm gonna just close that tab.
You might want to delete your internet history too.
Yeah.
I kind of want the NSA to see that, just to be really wondering, like, what I do.
What the fuck is wrong with this guy? You know, there is going to be a patch for Pokemon, though. I did say that they might start patching. I forgot about this. There is a save destroying bug that's like not a lot of people have hit it. Enough has hit it to like, if you save in this certain spot right outside of a town, your save disappears. And the only way to
I heard about that.
The only way to get back into the game is to actually start over. Luckily, it's not too far into the game. It's just so you're not gonna lose your 80 plus hours. It's just kind of annoying. And I know it's not that far into the game because you're not walking once you have fly. So
does this sound like this sounds a little familiar? Is there a Pokemon called Masingo involved?
No. Or Pokerus or any of those? No. It's a save.
Man, I missed that thing.
It's basically what happens is you save outside of a certain town, outside of the big town, Lumiose City, which is basically Paris, and it'll actually bug out your save file, and you won't be able to start it again. You have to delete it and start all over. which is a big bummer.
Ooh.
Pokerus does save you if you can find it.
That prevents your game from bugging out?
Pokerus actually, it changes your Pokemon stats. It's a glitch, sort of. I think it's an intentional glitch.
Yeah, I remember it gave you extra experience too. They would get stronger faster.
Yeah.
And then it would go away after like a week, but you'd have a little like black dot next to their status forever.
Yeah. It's mainly happening on the downloadable version. That's good to know. So I did buy it on box because I went at midnight like a nerd and went and stood in line and bought Pokemon at midnight. With some of the, like...
That's the way to go, man.
Let me just say, this is one of those events you go to and you feel better about yourself after.
I'm not sure what you're implying there.
I'm implying that I have seen why nerds get a bad name.
At GameStop?
Yeah.
I remember.
Okay.
I remember when Burning Crusade came out.
Oh god.
And there was the longest line ever outside of GameStop.
Back in high school.
And people had straight up fights. Like one guy was like, "Yeah, I'm Alliance," and da da da. And then like one guy just like, "Fuck you, Horde," and like a little like brawl, like a nerd brawl happened, and it was almost like a middle school dance where they don't like touch each other, they just see each other, and then they like separate to their corners.
Yeah, I mean, it's not as hardcore as BlizzCon fights.
Are there BlizzCon fights?
I don't know. No, from what I've heard, there are lots of verbal BlizzCon fights because every game they have, except for Diablo, where you fight in a team, is factioned off. So, and then in World of Warcraft, you have the bonus of having races within your faction, so everyone's gonna argue about that. So it's just the internal war of the Alliance and the Horde, plus Alliance versus Horde. It's pretty good stuff. Bet there were hot poker girls there. Nope.
Speaking of Blizzard,
and
though,
that makes BlizzCon worth going to right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wish I was.
Yeah, it's kind of expensive. I don't know about you.
Yeah, it's expensive, but I live near it, so I save money on hotel and gas and stuff. And
that's pretty cool. Yeah, I suppose it's...
I was going to say, though, speaking of...
Oh, he froze. We lost him.
Oh, but...
Oh, there he is.
Heroes of the Storm. Heroes of the Storm.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, the new name for
that's what the name.
Stars.
Yeah.
So that's the... Just to clarify, that's their MOBA, right?
Yes, I do believe.
Basically, Blizzard is saying where all the avenues of like free games are like doing well, and they're making their own of every kind.
Yeah.
Like with Hearthstone and the MOBAs and
their own
stuff.
FTP and everything. Yeah. Did the Hearthstone phase pass over? I stopped hearing about it on my Twitter feed from all the esports people.
It's still pretty bumping though.
That's good.
It beats out League of Legends some nights on Twitch.
Not everyone can watch Frog and Solo queue all day.
It's so fun.
I do not have it yet. I've played it on other people's, and I love it. And I want it bad, Blizzard. Blizzard, send me it. I want it now.
Dude, if you live in LA, can't you like just drive down to Irvine and knock on their front door? Maybe they'll give you a beta key.
The front door is a gate. No one's at it.
I've been around the back.
Yeah, I've been to Blizzard. It's harder to get in than people would think.
I believe it's hard to get into. I heard they don't even give public tours like ever.
They don't. I was lucky to go when I did. I don't know if I'll ever be able to go again. I hope so. It was awesome. Hopefully when Project Titan launches, Blizzard, someday.
They've been hiring for that for a long time.
Well, they stopped hiring because they're redoing the whole game.
Recently, I'll bet. I haven't checked in a while, but I used to get all sorts of stuff in my inbox on my job hunting profiles that they needed all types of developers.
I gotta respond to chat. I haven't been doing wonder trading on Pokemon because every time I trade something off, I get a Gulpin. Literally. I've gotten like 20 Gulpins.
Any
That's
shinies?
That's the Pokemon I gave up.
It was you! You bastard!
I was just like, what don't I like? I don't like Gulpin. I'm gonna trade it to somebody.
Yeah.
It could have been a Bidoof.
I've also got I've traded Bidoofs off. And then end up with Gulpin. I'm like, shit, I would have rather had the fucking Bidoof back.
So how does the Wonder Trading work? It's a sort of mystery thing?
Yeah, so back to Pokemon. So there's the online of Pokemon actually works really well, and it's almost instant with a lot of things, especially with friends and trading. It's faster than when you had a cable connecting your Game Boys. It's faster than the last couple of generations. It's great. Then you do Wonder Trading, and so what Wonder Trading is you literally pick a Pokemon and you send it off to the universe to some random dude in Japan or Germany. That's what I get, Japan or Germany. And it comes back, and it's a fucking Gulpin.
It transforms any Pokemon you put in to a Gulpin.
Do you get the cool trade animation where it just sends off the pipe?
Oh, no. It gets magically put in a Pokeball, and then it flies off into the air. And then a Pokeball crashes down on your screen and opens up, and there's your new Gulpin.
You know what the shitty part is? Is they know who you are, like after you give them the Gulpin.
Yeah, so it says, there's a bar that says friends, and then acquaintances, and then passersby. And then the acquaintances, they know who you are. They can see your name, they're like, ah! They can't talk to you, luckily. They could, like, fiercely tap on your portrait on the gamepad, I guess, but...
Do you get a notification for that?
No, I wish. That'd be great. Someone is smacking your face on their DS.
Just like vigorously with the pen, just like smacking away.
So I'm watching the video feed right now, and my face just froze in the most horrendous...
It was awesome.
Horrendous position.
It's back.
Okay, good.
It was the best, though. Literally the best. I don't know. I've wasted... Everyone at the Futon Alliance on the main site staff has been playing Pokemon. Literally. So, or reading about Kingdom Hearts news. I guess we can talk about that for a second. Kingdom Hearts! More Kingdom Hearts 3 trailers came out, or one of them with gameplay. And then Kingdom Hearts 2.5 Final Mix, not cut, is coming out relatively soon. Not too far away. I thought they'd be holding that off until right before 3 came out, so that they could get all the hypes. But that didn't happen.
Ugh.
And I don't care anymore because I've already played them.
I think Jim Sterling said it, that they really need to, like, they're not allowed to announce any games until they finish one.
Yeah, they really should.
Like, I stopped caring. I don't care anymore. Like, it came and went, and, like, I don't care.
TFA Pokemon Tourney actually might be a thing. Stay tuned. I'm not even kidding. We might do something, because...
You guys are making me really jealous. I don't have a 3DS.
Get on it, bro. Go buy
I have a DSi, was the last Nintendo-related thing I ever bought.
Dude, the 3DS has got a lot of games on it now, and they're all fun.
I know, but I still own a GameCube, and that's all the games I want to play from Nintendo.
Do you have... Well, do you have the most important GameCube game?
If you mean the Zelda Collector's Edition disc, then yes.
No. I mean, Zoid's Battle something. The best worst game to ever come out ever.
Battletoads? You have Battletoads?
I do, actually, somewhere.
Nice.
I do have Battletoads. I don't have the Genesis to play it on, but I have Battletoads.
I think it actually got an iOS port, and you can buy it for an iPad.
Yeah. People are asking for favorite Pokemon ever. What is it?
Ooh, that's a good question.
Zoid's Battle Arena, that's what it is. Yeah, it's sitting on my shelf. It's awesome. Play all the Ligers. All the Ligers.
Do we have to pick a generation of Pokemon, or can we just say like it's just period? Because I've only got like 3 or 4 generations that I know about.
It's period.
I like all the fire starters, but I don't think I should pick a favorite out of those because that's kind of lame.
Yeah, I mean, like most of my favorites are fire starters.
And as I'm saying that, people are typing like starter third evolutions on chat.
Yeah,
and now I just called the entire chat lame.
Nerds.
Sorry. Oh god. I've got to think back to the last time I played Pokemon. What was one of my favorites?
Oh god, I like a lot of them.
I know, it's so hard to pick one.
There's so many of them, guys.
I think Alakazam was my favorite because it was so ridiculous to get one if you didn't have any friends to trade with.
Oh god,
in Fire Red, or in the really really old ones. And then once you got it, like once you actually got an Abra and you didn't have like a way to not let it get away because you just chucked Pokeballs like crazy before it could teleport out of there. And then and then you finally got it raised up. And after having to like send it out like Magikarp into random battles, this is like way back. I'm talking like Red and Blue, and then you got an Alakazam at like was it like 36 or 32 or something?
Yeah.
And you got Psychic, and you're just like I can just wreck everyone now because Ghost was actually weak to Psychic back then because there was no pure Ghost. It was Ghost Poison.
Oh right. Except for Haunter. Haunter was
Haunter?
pure.
I thought Haunter was Poison also.
No, I'm pretty sure he was pure.
Oh.
And he wrecks.
I still would. If you could actually get them asleep and long enough to use Dream Eater.
No, he's Ghost Poison. But Haunter's still the most badass. I think mine would have to be... I don't know. I really like the legendaries from 4th gen, from Diamond and Pearl. I really like Darkrai, because he's broken. He's so fast. He puts everyone to sleep, and then wins. It's just the way it works. Because he does damage while you're asleep. That's his passive. You automatically take damage, and then he does Dream Eater. And then he kills you. So,
Ew.
It's great.
That sounds ridiculous. I never used the legendaries, because they were broken. I wanted the challenge.
Nothing's as good. Nothing is as broken as the Pokemon named Arceus. It has a move called Judgment, and it basically one-hits everything, regardless of level. My favorite would probably have to be Infernape, though. I love Infernape. He's awesome.
That was going to be mine.
He's a fucking flaming monkey.
Wait, either him or
his head's an
Cubone.
Olympic torch.
Yeah.
Is it Cubone?
Cubone. He has his mother's
Cubone.
head. He
Yeah.
uses it as armor.
It's
so
creepy
morbid.
and adorable at the same
It's
time.
so morbid. Pokemon are extremely morbid. There's, it's like Gothalita. She's like, she takes control of children while they sleep and leads them to their doom or something like that. And it's just like, what? What is this? Japan?
Christ, how did that get approved in a kid's game? Oh, Japan.
Japan.
Yeah.
And then they just translate it and they don't pay attention when it comes to America. There's one, it's like Litwick or Lampinet or Chandler. I don't remember which one has it's all from the same evolution line, but I don't remember which one has the creepy Pokedex entry. And it's like, this Pokemon lights dark hallways and leads you to where it steals your soul, or something like that.
Did you ever read the old Pokemon comics? I think I have some of them hanging around. There was some actually like some heavy tones going on in one of them. There was one that was like very, very Japanese manga, called The Electric Tale of Pikachu. So this is still really old. I'm going way back there. And there was when they get to Sabrina, there's like a giant haunter that's, not to give spoilers from 1999, but there's a giant haunter like patrolling around the town, and it literally eats people's souls, and they're dead. Their bodies are there, but they're brain dead.
Yeah.
And that, like, they were talking about, like, that happened to Sabrina's parents, and she rages at this thing, and she like absolutely hates it, and there's like 3 pages of just like heavy emotional Japanese torment, and 9-year-old me was scarred forever.
I can't play Pokemon ever again. No, like the anime they just put out, Origins, is really good.
That's what I heard. I heard Origins is like awesome.
Origins is amazing. So basically, it answered every question I ever had. Like, wait, why aren't when you watch the anime, why isn't everything around them being destroyed from hyper beam, or the fact that you have Onyx flying through the air and crashing, right? The area might get like a little dented, but overall everyone's fine. No one ever gets injured from Pokemon fights, except for like the one time where Ash will save Primate in like the first version of Pokemon, or whatever, or get electrocuted. But he's never in battle when he gets electrocuted. So it's like, okay, cool, but like there's shit getting destroyed. They have Pokemon, like they go to the Pokemon graveyard and really go into Pokemon being dead and stuff like that. Because there's a Pokemon graveyard in almost every version except for this one. This last one didn't have a graveyard, which I'm kind of bummed about. They have the abused Pokemon rescue area where.
Well then.
Yes.
Jesus.
Yeah. They're I mean they've been decently good about touching the whole like Pokemon are friends, and if you abuse them you're a bad person. It's like teaching the lesson about pets kind of thing.
Yeah, PETA, get off their back.
Yeah, I don't know what that PETA thing was like a year or two ago or a couple years ago.
Yeah.
I saw that and I just laughed. I'm like, you're really going after Pokemon? This is like one of the things that actually is probably good for you.
Their whole point was
promoting your message.
You capture these wild animals and then you force them to fight. They fight because they're your friends.
Well, that's why I like Team Plasma and Black and White, because that was their whole motivation.
Yeah.
Like, that was actually, I was like, oh, that's kind of cool.
Yeah. Team Plasma. The newest, the best part, Team Flare from the new ones are ridiculous. They do poses and shit as you go into battle.
They go like,
yeah.
Wait, so they're not just Frieza. They're ripping off that entire
Ginyu
section.
Force?
Ginyu Force, yeah, the Ginyu Force.
That's oh my god, I forgot what they were called. I'm such a bad nerd.
Oh god, I actually forgot it.
I always remember Ginyu Force. I never forget that.
DBZ.
Dude, I remember the visuals.
Yeah.
I remember like, everything about the characters, but I didn't remember what they were called.
Captain Ginyu, probably one of the ugliest characters. I remember he used to just gross me out because his head was veiny.
Yeah.
And the horns and everything. There was that little frog guy that could freeze time by holding his breath. That was a lot of fun.
Well, I don't want to tread on old subject. Oh.
Old
Anyways.
subjects.
Yeah, he was pretty awesome.
Yeah. All right. But all right.
Oh, but I was gonna say.
Yeah. Go ahead. Yeah.
Oh no, it was did you ever see that Reddit? I don't know what it was. It was about Cubone and how he evolved, and how they theorized that there were in-game files supposedly of it's a Kangaskhan, but it's a baby, a child
Kangaskhan. Yeah.
A child Kangaskhan that if you give it the Kangaskhan's skull to it, it becomes a Cubone.
Yeah, there's a lot of things like that like there's so many theories about Cubone and Kangaskhan. It's friggin' ridiculous. Actually, there's Mega Kangaskhan, which makes me laugh. Mega Kangaskhan literally doesn't change at all. The baby just comes out of the pouch.
I think they ran out of steam in the creativity side there.
Yeah, I mean, they've had to put so much in, and then they're like, fuck it, Kangaskhan's baby comes out.
Is there a Mega Metagross? Because that'd be kind of cool.
No, that's the one where I'm like, why not?
You just make it bigger and have more hexagons attached to it.
Yeah, there's Mega Aggron, a lot of the dragons, and a couple of the ghosts. So I don't know. Gengar got one. Of course, Gengar got one.
Yeah, I saw that. He looks slightly more evil.
Yeah, I have a Haunter. I just need to trade it to somebody and then get Gengar.
Is there like a guaranteed trade back mechanism for that?
Yeah, you call them friends.
Yeah.
You're not.
I'm keeping your Mega Gengar.
Yeah, mine. Yeah. I mean, you could hope you could get a Haunter. Like my friend got. He got a Kadabra on Wonder Trade and turned into Alakazam. He got really lucky on that. There are people who are really cool and they're just sending out their starters and stuff and restarting the game already. So they just trade out everything into Wonder Trade. So send all your Gulpins, guys, because I'll end up getting them, and you'll get, friggin' mega everything else.
So how do the Mega Evolutions actually work? Is it another level, or?
Yeah, so basically what it's you evolve only in battle. So it is literally Super Saiyan Pokemon.
Okay.
Back to the DBZ. And then basically what happens is you go through this like Power Ranger almost like morphing time sequence where he holds up a watch and presses a button, and then like pink electricity flies out, and your Charizard or Blaziken or Lucario or whatever you have that has a Mega Stone turns into the Mega Evolution of itself. Basically, it's just to be more badass and double the power. It's pretty... I like it. It's cool. It adds a little something. But at the same time, it's a bit gimmicky. Of course it's gimmicky. It's Pokemon. Pokemon's kind of a gimmick in and of itself, but I don't know.
It kind of needs a time limit.
That'd be probably good, like
because it's so not balanced.
Like 6 rounds or something, and then like
something like that.
So like if your Pokemon actually survive more than one hit, which seems like almost impossible if it's the right type. Well, like I have Blaziken, it's Fighting type / Fire, so I just use the Fighting type moves on everything that's not weak to fire. Just kill it. And so it's broken as hell. I don't know.
And same with the power-up punch. After every time you punch, you gain attack.
Oh, on Lucario, yeah. Well, that thing's ridiculous.
Not only that, but the type advantage, disadvantage thing is, that honestly, that is a little broken in and of itself and kind of always has been.
Well, I mean, they're fixing it. Like, for instance, Dragon is now weak to a new type called Fairy type. Yeah, so the cotton candy...
That's pretty creative.
The tiny cotton candy Pokemon can rape all dragons. Because it's Fairy type.
Because dragons are afraid of cotton candy, yeah.
Yeah. They're diabetic.
Knows that, right?
They're diabetic.
Yeah. Oh. I was mentioning that they just scale down the actual factor. I mean, it would be so much simpler than instead of like double the damage or whatever.
Yeah.
Just like scale it to 1.5 or 1.3, like because they can do that with patches and hotfixes now.
Oh yeah. I mean, like a lot of like the fire weak to water makes complete sense.
And that should probably be a double because
grass
but still
weak to fire makes sense. Grass to water makes a little less sense, but whatever. It's fine. We'll keep it.
There was all the bug ones never made any sense to me. Those were the ones I always had to look up in a strategy guide. Everything else was sensible.
Bug's a little weird. Ice is a little weird. Like ice is strong to dragon, weak to fire. What is it?
Steel strong against ice. Like I had a mnemonic thing for like visualizing it, but it never really made any logical sense. I was thinking of like an icebreaker ship like ramming into an iceberg.
Yeah, steel 2 times ice. Yeah.
Yeah, I think they could definitely scale the factors a little bit, and that would make the game not only more balanced but interesting.
Yeah.
And then it would like force you to sort of adapt instead of just like I'm going to get 6 of the strongest combinations of best types and then just win everything.
Oh yeah, fairy dragon. Oh, there is a fairy dragon. It's called Goomy. It's like drippy goo Pokemon. It's gross. It's gross as hell.
It's a fairy type?
Yeah, I believe so. I think it's Dragon Fairy.
Dragon Fairy, so it's weak to itself.
Yeah, basically. There's Pokemon like that. I mean, there's Grass Water. I'm waiting for Fire Water. Whiskey
my assertion got proved wrong.
What?
Somebody in chat just said Titanic greater than iceberg. Oh wait.
Yeah.
There goes my mnemonic system, guys. I'm out of ideas.
Yeah. Oh no, Goomy or not. They're just dragon. I thought they were fairy. Someone told me they were fairy. Now they're wrong. Now I'm gonna go yell at them later. All dragons are weak to dragon. That is true.
Dragon was a cool type, but only if you could you'd have to pick at least one good one for a team, but they were so hard to raise up. I remember I had a Salamence that was really awesome one time.
Salamence is I still have my Salamence. I've transferred it from Ruby to Pearl and Pearl or Diamond to Black. So it's still around. Level 100 hasn't changed in years. It's an old curmudgeon.
I'm kind of interested to see that app device that they have for transferring your Pokemon.
The Pokemon Bank, yeah, because I can't transfer yet. And I'm like, man, I've got all these broken Pokemon I want to bring over.
What I don't understand is the monthly fee.
Oh, is there a monthly fee? I didn't see that.
It's like I think I read it after the 30 days. Let me look it up.
I only need 30 days.
Yeah, I know, right? After 30 days, you're fine. But still.
It's a yearly fee.
Oh, yearly fee.
And
that's still more.
It has a storage of up to 3,000 Pokemon. If you have that many, that's
like, what are these people doing? Like sitting on them and like hoping for their investments to go up?
That's
like...
literally 1,000 boxes in game terms. That's 1,000 of the boxes in the PC, or 100 boxes in the PC. I've caught all of them in some of the games. It only fills up like 8 of them if you catch one of each.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's a yearly fee.
The only
of $5.
way I could ever. Yeah, that's still too much. The only way I could ever fill up those boxes was I would finish the game and have like 50 Pokemon because I never bothered to catch all the ones I needed while I was leveling them.
Yeah.
I'd catch every single thing, and like every single evolution, still would have like 70% of my boxes free. And then I would catch a ton, and I mean like non-stop, of like whatever equivalent of Pidgey there was.
Tauros.
And then just fill my box with that.
Just Tauros.
Yeah, Safari Zone worked really well too.
Yeah, just Tauros all day. Actually, I caught a Tauros. That sucker is hard to fucking catch. He did not want to go in the Pokeball.
You have to throw rocks at it.
It's not in the Safari Zone. The Safari Zone's at the very end this time.
Really?
The Safari Zone's actually really interesting. How it works now is every friend code you have creates a different Pokemon type Safari Zone. So, like, I have Adam on my 3DS. So if I go to his, it's like flying or rock or something. I don't know what it is, but it just randomly picks a type for him. And you go around, and there's like 2 or 3 Pokemon that spawn there. And it's like, okay, cool. And they're the ones you can't catch in the normal game. Usually. I've caught a few more of the same Bidoofs and Gulpins, but whatever. Gulpin is my enemy.
Dude, after this, I'm gonna go on my 3DS and get you a Gulpin.
Oh, thanks. I'm so excited. Yeah. So let's move away from Pokemon for a minute. Let's talk, Adam. I want to talk about your comic.
Oh yeah. So what do you want to know, man?
Let's start with the inspiration. I know, what was it, like a year or two ago, you put out a animation, a short animation, correct?
Oh, cool. You saw that, man. Yeah.
Dude, I've been friends with you for a long time, so.
Yeah, no, I didn't it's just like, oh, I didn't know people looked at that.
I did
That's
see
awesome,
it.
though. Thank you.
Yeah, I did see that. And then it didn't appear again, and then I saw The Adventures of Cody and Chance. That's the correct title?
Because I got a new dog, basically. That was
okay.
That was what happened. Yeah, so basically, it started about with like my girlfriend's dog, who's this little West Highland Terrier, white terrier, and he just like, I think since he's been around for most of her life, and just knew like I'm the new factor in this, he just kind of stares at me.
Yeah.
And that part of my brain that's just like, I think this dog is like plotting to kill me or something like that.
Yeah.
And everyone thought I was crazy, and then after a while, like, they're just like, this is a creepy fucking dog. Like, it just sits there and just stares at you for hours on end, and it's the weirdest thing. So they're like, you should make a comic of it. So that's what I did. And then we rescued recently, I think on February, a pit bull mix, and that's Chance. So that's why, and then seeing how they act is basically how the comic comes from.
Okay, so literally just like, oh, my dogs did something funny today. I will now draw it and make it a thing.
Yeah, it's actually kind of more in my, I'm realizing it's more in my head, so I like to describe it as like Hello Kitty meets the Son of Sam.
Okay.
And like, yeah, that's the best way I can think of it.
No,
No, I'm checking it out too right now. It's It's pretty good. You're right, though. The way you're describing Cody, the expression never changes. Ever.
Yeah. Yeah, so he's a very, like, crazy dog. So I'm just like, okay, thinking of other stuff. But
he's probably happiest when you feed him, and he doesn't care who does that as long as he gets food. He's that kind of dog.
Yeah, he's that kind of dog. And it's like, all right, fuck you guys, I'm going to bed.
What?
There's some dogs that kind of care.
I thought that was every kind of dog.
That's not every kind of dog, but like, there are some dogs that they have to have the same person feed them in the same spot at the same time, or they won't eat. They will not do it. They are that weird. I worked for a dog trainer last year, and that's what happened with one dog. I had to feed her at the same time in the same spot. She wouldn't eat if I didn't feed her, so I had to come almost every day in the morning to go feed this dog. I don't know what's happened to her since I left, which I feel bad about.
Don't know. Don't want to know.
Because she lived with the dog trainer. It's just the dog. She would not eat in the mornings unless I did it. I think they finally got her off of that kick. I'm hoping. Otherwise, she's very skinny.
Don't think about it. Just ignore it.
No, but anyways, I highly recommend the comic. I actually really enjoy it. And I have a good time reading it. My favorite one is probably the one where you do feed the dog in the morning.
That's unfortunately my routine. That really actually is my routine.
Is that why you messaged me so early in the morning?
Yeah, that's why I'm like, I'm sorry that I messaged you. I'm like, hey, what time is the meeting? It's like,
that's fine. I was up. No, I was already up, so that's fine. It's just like no one ever messages me at like, 8 in the morning. Except for you, apparently.
I almost feel like a farmer. Like I have to go like tend to the herd like early in the morning before crack of dawn to start my day.
Yeah.
This is why I don't have any living thing dependent on me, because I would not be responsible enough to do that.
Yeah, they need food like at the same time, and they usually want to be fed as early as they get up. So, dogs.
Mm-hmm. On the subject of animals, though, I do live. I live across the street from this very nice family that has a parrot, and this parrot has a really interesting habit of explaining to its owners that it hasn't been fed yet. And it's fortunately not doing it right now, but the entire house can hear it. It screams this blood-curdling noise that just... I'm usually like asleep at 7:30 in the morning when this thing starts going off. It's better than any alarm I've ever had.
Yeah.
And I one of these days I'll record it and play it back for you.
I believe you. My neighbor has two cockatoos, macaws, the giant ones, the ones that they have, the ones that take up like the entire living room in cages, and so it sounds like Jurassic Park next door. It's literally they'll wake me up some days. It's mostly in the summer when it's hot, and they'll just start screaming, and instantly in my head I just hear, "There's dinosaurs on that island." It's just like, and I just start dying because it's just like, there's velociraptors next door. This is not a safe neighborhood. I gotta move.
To make your life exciting, you need like foliage around all your room.
Yes.
Just drape it around. Just like give yourself an exotic feeling.
And get a pith helmet. That'll make the entire difference.
Oh yeah, I have a feeling though if I fill my room with trees, the next girlfriend I get's gonna be a complete troll and like hide in the trees and like scare the shit out of me in the middle of the night. So this sounds like a bad idea.
I think that's way better than giant cockatoos that sound like velociraptors.
Yeah. People messaging me, PM me. Code. Yeah, everyone, if you're friendly with one another, come back next week, Thursday. We do this every week. And please share your friend codes, because Pokelove. All the Pokeloves in the chat. So much Pokemon today. Pokemon was...
That's making me super jelly, man. I gotta get a 3DS, apparently.
Dude, you gotta get on this, and then, trade Pokemon, and I'll kill you with... Oh, so wait, Adam, which version of Pokemon do you have? You have X or Y?
X.
Oh. Now I have 4 friends with X.
I'm like, only person I know. I have X. I'm the only person I know with X.
a friend of the show and friend of Adam's from high school, Mark Donica as X, and that's like the only other person I knew for like the entire run until yesterday, where we forced Stacy, part of the Futon Alliance, to get X and a 3DS. So we had someone to trade with. It's like, no, you're getting X. I'm sorry. You get the deer, and we get the awesome bird of death.
I like the deer, man. I like the deer.
So why is the cool one? Hey, can you guys ID what I think is a legendary that one of my roommates brought me back from Japan? I think it's probably from Black and White.
Sure. What is it?
I'm gonna hold it up to the webcam.
Okay.
All right. I don't know what it is, but it is incredibly strange looking to me.
That is White Kyrie. No, that is not Kyreem. That is the other one from Black and White 1.
That, sir, is a Gundam.
That is.
Yeah, I thought so. I thought that's exactly what it was.
It looks like a Gundam, doesn't it? It's
actually got like jetpacks on it on the back of the shoulder pads. It's pretty baller.
And it farts out fire. It's God.
It's not symmetrical though. That kind of bothers me.
Reshram.
It's got like one giant eyebrow and one that's not giant.
Well, because it's fire. It's white fire. It's Reshram. The Pokemon's name is Reshram.
Gesundheit.
Yes, I know. That's a name, ain't it? It is not Kyreem. It was not White Kyreem. It's Reshram. Saved your friend codes, guys, and I'll send mine in chat in a minute.
Sure to send him lots of Gulpins.
All the Gulpins.
Send him a Gulpin.
Please. Yeah, so I can Wonder Trade them away. To get more Gulpins.
Have Gulpins, get more Gulpins.
Like, literally, my first Wonder Trade, I got kind of discouraged because it was like level 5 Gulpin for level 8 Gulpin. And then I sent that Gulpin, and I got a Bidoof. And I was like, alright, at least it's something different. Sent the Bidoof off. Got a Gulpin.
What level?
4.
Oh, that sucks.
Wonder Trade. It's like crack, man. I gotta see what I'm gonna get, but I already know what I'm gonna get. I haven't gotten anything cool. All my other friends are like, oh, I got Ralts. Like, they get the Pokemon that teleport away, or something like that, and I get Gulpin.
I bet they're lying, man. And that everyone is getting Gulpins, and they're just like, I'm just going to make it sound awesome.
Yeah, no, basically. Gulpin sucks. I hate Gulpin. I'm done. I've had too many of them in the past week.
If we have any artists who are tuning in, can we get, like, just a drawing of Brosidon with just covered in Gulpins?
Yeah, if you want to.
That would make me really happy, and we could post it on the TFA site.
Or
Shoot, I'm gonna do that right now.
Yeah, I would myself, but I have no artistic ability whatsoever.
Take a picture of the podcast, put every podcast member as a Gulpin.
Oh man!
All the Twitters are at Gulpin.
Here's a new webcomic opportunity. All Gulpins, all the time.
The amazing life of Gulpins and being traded.
Yeah, the amazing Wonder Trade.
I'm gonna get on that. I'm gonna try and get that to you.
All right, yeah.
Just so you can have you with Gulpins.
Okay, that's gonna be good. It's just like you take just a random picture of me off Facebook. It's like me in the Blizzard Museum. That's like my profile pic, and it's just filled with Gulpins. It's a room of Gulpins. There's Gulpins on that island.
This is a fine vintage, 2013 Gulpin. Got in a Wonder Trade.
It is level 4. And its nature is naive. Isn't that lovely?
Trade it, and you'll get a level 2 back, which is the lowest level I've ever seen on a Pokemon.
You know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna grab my DS and we're gonna do a Wonder Trade. Hang on.
Oh, roulette time.
Fuck it. Let's see what happens. Everyone, get on your DS and send Gulpins out into Wonder Trade.
That's gotta be the movement. Just make all Wonder Trade just Gulpins.
Just one day, it's like, I gotta get that on Reddit. You know what? Make a Reddit thread. It's like, if everyone together trades Gulpin at the same time, maybe we'll stop trading Gulpins away. It's like
you're trying to spread a viral non-trading Gulpin movement?
Yeah.
Alright. See, I'm still like completely isolated from all this craziness, not owning a 3DS. But you're making me want to get one really bad.
Good. I made people want to buy Wii U's the other day, and I was proud of that.
You should get hired by Nintendo for this.
Dude, there's a lot of people who should hire me to sell their shit. I am good at bullshitting. I went to Catholic high school. That's what it was. Alright, let's see. Let's get on this. Pokemon Y.
Now that I think of it, the Gulpin is basically the sloth of the Pokemon world, and not Slakoth. Because that's actually a sloth.
That's an actual sloth, yeah. He's the land whale. He's the land whale of the...
Like, he doesn't move or do... What's his Pokedex entry? I'm gonna look him up.
I could look it up now. I have it open.
I see.
This is a first playing a game on the podcast.
Abilities, Liquid Ooze.
Yes.
Wonderful.
He's a stomach that digests stuff.
Yeah, and then he turns into a bigger stomach.
Yep. Swalot.
He swallows a lot.
It took me way too long to figure that out, actually, when I first had one.
It's a really bad name. I mean, I caught Jinx, the transsexual Pokemon.
There you go. They had a list of banned episodes in the first series, and they almost banned this one because
Blackface.
People were like trying to rate it. Yeah, it was that, and they were like, it looks kind of weird. And then blackface, and then they were like, yeah, we can't do that, guys, it's racist. And Nintendo and the Pokemon people were over in Japan like, what are you talking about?
Well, that was like, did any of you play Mega Man Powered Up?
Yeah, I did.
And they had Oil Man,
yeah.
which was blackface, pretty much.
Yeah.
It was pretty awful. But it's Capcom, you know? They're naturally like a racist. they don't mean to be like...
They don't understand what would be interpreted in some markets as racist. Remember Resident Evil 5?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That was like the clear... I'm such a Resident Evil nerd that was the clearest thing in my mind. And if you haven't seen it, go watch the Yahtzee review, the zero punctuation for it. Yeah, he pretty much sums it up. They're not racist. They're just idiots.
Yeah, Capcom's non-racist.
So, I'm sending off this little Bidoof off into the world. Let's see what happens. Goodbye, Bidoof, number 20.
Everyone is announcing in chat what they got out of Wonder Trades.
Searching for trade partner. Is it gonna be not Japan or Germany today? I don't know why I always get Japan or Germany.
Those are the people sending all the Gulpins.
Those bastards! No, someone from Minnesota. Minnesota.
Oh, you want a Gulpin?
My friend, this is topical, and I don't... Oh, no, I got the stupid flower thing. At least it's not a Gulpin.
Faith in humanity restored.
Thank God. Its name is Springbean, though. Alright, there we go. Ah, there it is. Not a Gulpin. There we go, guys. I guess my curse has been broken.
So what if you got a shiny Gulpin? Would you still be mad?
I'd actually kind of laugh. I'm like, I should have a shiny Gulpin at this point.
Apparently they're blue.
I deserve it. I deserve that shiny Gulpin. No, like, my friend accidentally named his Pokemon something not great. Like, there's a lot of, like, they actually ban names now because it's online enabled. So, they do the Blizzard thing. You can't have certain things. But he named his, Super Gay. And
it's pretty standard for the internet.
He sent it off on Wonder Trade, and 5 minutes later we heard him scream, "Oh no, Super Gay." But, I think with that Wonder Trade, we're going to have to end it here, guys, for this week, for this FutonCast. Thank you for tuning in, all you new people. You were lovely and great in chat. Please hit follow. We do this every Thursday. I do this every Thursday. I have a revolving group of people. Hopefully we'll have Adam on in the future someday. And Devin as well.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, thanks for having me as well.
Please check out his comic. I know, Devin, you also have a YouTube, if I'm correct. Do you not?
I do. All of my crazy StarCast, the non-Futon Alliance stuff gets put up there.
Okay, yeah. So you can shout
You can
that
link
out.
it in show notes or something if you want.
You can shout it out at the end, and I'll put it in the show notes for YouTube. So, guys, thank you for tuning in. And if you want to follow me on Twitter, I'm at TFABroSiden, or you can just search Cullen Penny. And, check out the FutonAlliance.com. Check out our YouTube, youtube.com/theFutonAlliance. And any other kind of site you can think of, we'll probably be on there, including Facebook, facebook.com/theFutonAlliance. Adam, where can we find you? Your Twitter's already above your face on the screen.
Okay, so you can hit my Twitter there, and then I have, for the comic, it's www.codyandchance.com. We're on Facebook also, and that's pretty much where you can see me right now. I'll probably stream Hearthstone, though, so maybe next time.
You bastard.
Yeah, I'm just going to taunt it of like, what do I have here? Delete all these cards.
Do you have a Jiraxis by any chance?
No, I have no Jiraxis. I haven't get. That's a tight card though.
It is. It's pretty broken. It's pretty silly. Yeah. Devin, where can we find you? Give us
yeah, you got my Twitter handle there. Yeah. I'm also at on Twitch. I stream StarCraft and League of Legends related things from time to time on twitch.com/pyrotechnics. On YouTube, I'm Mr. Pyrotechnics because somebody took that name originally. And I also have a blog that the entries of that are also going up on the Futon Alliance's website, and that's remissives.blogspot.com. And
you also have a beer one. You can shout that one out.
Yeah, that's another one. Yeah, I didn't know you knew about that. That's a Young Beer. My last name, YOUNGE, beer.blogspot.com. And that's updated more frequently because I drink more now.
I'm so sad. I don't have a 3DS to play Pokemon, so I'm going to do beer reviews.
I'm going to gulp in this beer.
Damn it.
All right, just for you, Colin, I'm gonna put a gulpin on a picture of at the bottom of my next beer review, and no one will get it but you guys.
Okay, good. Do it, and I will read it and look at it and laugh.
Better.
All right, guys. I'll see you guys next time. Please tune in on Thursday at 7. I will have my weekly Let's Play show, Bro Plays, on Monday at 5. Please tune in, and I'll catch you guys next time. Bye.